Now that I have more time on my hands, I feel like I should probably start showing some of my creations off. So, without further ado, I'm going to show off my very first LEGO Beyblade on this channel, Fusion Nova. Today, I've got a brand new balance type Beyblade to review. This balance type has 4 different modes on its layer and 2 modes on its tip. The full combo is Melody Orpheus, Expand, Trends. Hi everyone, so for today's video, I got a brand new bay I want to show off to everyone. This is Blast Voyager. So, for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my next LEGO Beyblade, and my final one, part of my Series 1, Violet Aquarius. And with all that, I introduce to you my magnum opus, That's right, the next Nova in the Nova Evolution line is also one of my favorites I've ever made. This bay means a lot to me, as it's a fusion of 4 of my favorite bays: Nova, Orpheus, Voyager, and Aquarius. It's not just that, it's also got a couple of gimmicks. But anyways, let's see some of these things. Take a look at the layer of Supernova. It takes both visual and structural references of my 4 favorite bays. Taking a look at the east and west contact points, they take reference to both Orpheus and Nova. Orpheus's reference is that the cheese slope placements are similar to Orpheus's main blades, while Nova's reference is that the 1x2 slope is similar to the slopes on the main contact points of Nova. And while the color reference is that both contact points are fully one color, similar to the sub-blades on Orpheus. And of course the blades are red and blue, acting like Nova's reference. While taking a look at the north and south contact points, they hold reference to both Voyager and Aquarius. I think they're the most obvious reference, as they're basically just Voyager's and Aquarius's sub-contact points placed on top of each other. And now, taking a look at the top design, the red and blue coloring are meant to represent Nova's 2 sides, while the transparent part is supposed to represent Voyager's transparent sides, and the solid parts are meant to represent Aquarius's 2 solid sides. Now, the reference to Orpheus is that underneath these tiles are white plates, and those are meant to represent the white 1x1 brackets on Orpheus. And now even more visual references. In the middle section of the bay, it is a solid color and a transparent color, which is a reference to Nova's solid gray and transparent green, but instead of it being gray and green, it's instead dark blue and trans black to represent Voyager and Aquarius. And finally, in the very center, the gold 2x2 circle tile is of course a reference to Nova, Orpheus, and Voyager, while the purple surrounding it is a reference to Aquarius. Yeah, that's a lot of references. Moving on to the weight, we got the weight Fusion. And of course, it's named Fusion because of Fusion Nova. And yeah, it's one of those weights from those Ninjago spinners that I like to use. And you may see 2 things that might stick out to you, but we'll get to that later. And so, we'll move on to the tip. Extreme. And yes, this tip is rubber. Something we don't see in LEGO Beyblades that often. This tip was created using a LEGO Shuriken sprue piece, a really interesting piece. And yes, it is a really good rubber flat. I think it's the best rubber flat you can make out of pure Legos. But of course, you do have to cut off the little nubs, but I think it's worth it. But of course, we're not done yet. Like I said before, this bay's got a couple of gimmicks. So, let's head back to the lair, And on the layer, obviously, the first main gimmick that you might probably see are the rubber. And of course, rubber, you know, makes extra attack totally. Rubber attack totally exists, you know? Anyways, on those sides, it's not just rubber. If you take it apart a little bit, you can see that there's also metal inside. And of course, metal actually does work for attack, as it increases weight and increases attack power. But also, inside of these head-like bricks, there's also metal balls. Because, of course, it wouldn't be a bay with a lot of gimmicks if there wasn't metal balls. And of course, extra weight, yada yada, metal ball stuff. But now, I think the coolest gimmick on this is that Supernova actually has moving blades. In battle, if it gets hit hard enough, 2 blades can actually move and increase attack power by making the bay a little more ovular. Alright, now let's move back to the weight. And this is the part that might have stuck out to you. These 2 metal nuts. These 2 metal nuts actually work as weight shift. So when spinning, the weight shifts to one side, and when the bays make contact, the metal nuts shift and makes a bigger impact, also increasing attack power. And well, the final gimmick is this rubber tip. You may not count it as a gimmick, but I'm going to. Because it's my bay, I can do what I want. And yeah, like I said before, increased attack power, some grip, more speed, yada yada. And with all that, I've got nothing left to say, except for, let's test this out, and do some test battles.